welcome to Curbside Camp. Panda here, and today we're going to be making peppermint almond bark. So if you look at your bag, in it you should have a block of almond bark, some peppermint candies, peppermint oil, some fun pearly sprinkles, and then a sheet of wax paper. The first thing that you want to do is go to your kitchen. You want to get a bowl that can fit your almond bark inside of it, and we're gonna melt this in the microwave. So when we are melting this in the microwave, we're gonna start it at 1 minute and then 30 seconds each time we open it and stir it to see to wait until it gets to the right consistency. So I'm gonna go melt my bark. So the next thing that you want to do is take out your peppermint candies. Now these are individually wrapped. So what you want to do is open each wrapper and then put it back inside the plastic baggie. What we're going to do once they're all inside the plastic baggie out of their individual wrappers is we are going to, I have a jar. You can ask someone in your family if you're allowed to use a hammer, or maybe someone in the kitchen has a meat tenderizer. A rolling pin would be very good. I'm just gonna use a jar. You could use the bottom of a cup. And we're going to smash and break up the peppermint pieces so they're not big round things, they're smaller bits. Now I'm gonna take my jar and we're gonna crack them. Watch your fingers. Now they don't have to be completely crushed, you just want them into small enough bits that someone's not gonna bite into the peppermint bark and break their tooth. Now I'm going to add these in with my melted almond bark. Watch out, your bowl might be hot. Making a mess. And I'm gonna mix it together. Once you have your peppermint pieces mixed in, you're gonna take your peppermint oil. Now, you're gonna add a few drops in, taste it and see if it tastes the way you want it to, and then add a couple more. Definitely not tons and tons of it, right? So we're just gonna do some taste tests, a few drops. So you've got sprinkles as well, and you can add them in with the bark. I'm just gonna add a few and then the rest of my sprinkles are gonna go on top. So I'm gonna mix those in. And now you're gonna take your wax paper, okay? You guys can do this on a pan or a cutting board. Just make sure that you're laying your wax paper out. You're going to take the bowl of your almond bark mixed with all the peppermint and good stuff, and you're gonna drizzle it out on the wax paper. I'm gonna try to get as much out of the bowl as I can. So once I've done that, I don't want just a blob, so I'm gonna smooth it out a little bit. You might be using a pan where it's uniform and all of your almond bark fits inside of it, but because I've got a big tray, I'm gonna spread it out a little. So once I've done that, I'm gonna take my sprinkles that I have left over and I'm gonna drizzle them. Now's the time to let it dry out and harden. So you can either put it in the fridge, put it in the freezer if you wanna get it really quickly, or you can just let it sit out and harden by itself. So we're gonna do that. And then another cool thing that you can do, if your family has food coloring, you can add food coloring in with your almond bark and make it swirly with red or green, make it more festive. Or if you're like me and you just like the traditional white and red, you can do that as well. So we'll be back when this is hardened. Okay, so I put mine in the freezer so it would cool and harden quickly. Now I've just got this big block of peppermint bark. Now, the way you break it, you can smash it like you did the peppermint pieces, but I'm just gonna crack mine bit by bit. It doesn't have to be uniform, nice pieces, but I don't want big giant ones because I like to share with my friends. I'm gonna break it up into smaller pieces. So like I said before, depending on how thick or thin you made it, it might be a little harder to break if it's thicker. So then you might need to pick up your tray and like smack it on the counter to make it crack and stuff. But now you've got nice peppermint bark. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed making this and sharing your peppermint bark with the people you have with you in your house. And we'll see you tomorrow.